Notice I have notes. It's a lot easier with a teleprompter. I wasn't born to be a vlogger. Titles have been around for as long as motion pictures have been used to tell stories, but we just barely got around to putting it into the video tool of the future, sequence.film. I know, it took a little while, but we had some really hairy problems to figure out with the core infrastructure of the product before we could get around to this sort of basic feature. But now that it is here, it already is providing so much production value to our videos. So today is Wednesday. On Wednesdays, we push to production. So let's go meet up with the developer, Adam, to learn more about titles.
Wow, he makes movies.
Now go.
Hey, I'm Adam. I'm one of the founding engineers at Sequence and also developer of titles. We call them basic titles. I'll give you a brief demo.
So this is Adam's normal way of working. He says it's not his normal way of working, but it's how I've seen him every single time I've ever seen him working, which is a second keyboard on top of his Mac keyboard, just because he types so hard, and it has no letters. That's both like scary that he can just type like that, and also great for us because it means you'll never know if we're showing the thing on screen that he's actually typing. We do things for real. We do things for
This is not my final form.
Your final form?
No. How to make a title. You can either make a title from the control bar, which is this bar down here, which you can't really see because my keyboard's up here. You can either press the T icon or you just press the T on your keyboard and it'll pop up a title. And you can see it's just some basic text for now. I'll just start typing. Hello world. This is a title. And this is just some basic text. We can make it bigger. And you can change the color to whatever you want. Although this color doesn't really suit the background super well. Maybe some yellow with a stroke. Soon you'll be able to upload your own fonts, but to start, I like the video game font. Press start. But you can also change the alignment of the text as you would if you were in any normal text editor. So you can change the opacity of titles the same way you can with video clips. You can change the opacity, so I just changed it to 50%. I'll make it 10%. It got really faint. And of course, keyframe them as you would if you're typically editing. We can also change position. So if I want to align it on the top, maybe I want to make it down 100. Yeah, so I think they're a nice feature to annotate any of your clips. I started with a prototype of titles like in January, and I would say it wasn't too far off with what it is now, but we had a bunch of other stuff come up, so now we are shipping titles. It just happened to come a bit later. Titles are super important whenever you're trying to describe something, because sometimes the speaker is, maybe they're not talking very clear, maybe they're talking fast. So titles are great because you can describe things visually. We would love to have really cool potential graphics and much more customizable features around text and also direct manipulation. We would love to be able to bring a lot more freedom to what people can do. Now it's just text, but I think in the very not so distant future we'll add some pretty cool stuff.
Okay, well, that's the demo of titles in the interview with Adam, and now we'll give a quick update on some of the things you can make with it. Something that's really important about the way we work at Sequence is called dog food. We're basically just using your own product on as much real work as you can, and then using that to determine what you're going to build next or fix next. When Adam was starting to work on integrating, I set up this project, something in the timeline to kind of cut titles to, little background clips, some music to cut to. Then I thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun to see if we could try to recreate movie titles in here? And so I found a compilation of a bunch of movie titles on YouTube that I imported, which, if you don't know this, one of the best ways to get things into Sequence is to just find any video that you like and copy it, the link, and then over here in the library, you can just import the video directly from that URL. So yeah, imported some movie titles and a couple movie scenes from the 1927 German expressionist masterpiece, Metropolis. And then, yeah, you can see like this was really just like playing around with titles and cutting some stuff, but it ended up being really fun. And so we just kind of like took this idea and we made a couple different duplicates of the timeline to kind of like flesh out the idea a little bit more. And then when Luke and I were cutting in the timeline here together, we just kept being like, you know, simpler is better. Like we should just go simple here. So like we really reduced the kind of like demo in the second half to be more like a teaser trailer. He suggested we try playing around with putting up these like grids of titles so we could show more in a shorter period of time. That let us make this fun little trailer. Thanks for watching this little vlog about titles and sequence, and I guess now we will leave you with this trailer.
Sorry, what was that?
Legally, we can edit this.
Yeah, I think like editing it is kind of the point for us.
Right, exactly.